Hello friends, welcome to Techno Geek SFDC. So we are back with another coding scenario here, and in today's scenario what we need to do is we need to write a code to check that whatever the contact is getting inserted, if the email or phone number present on that contact, that is the new contact record, if it is already available in the system. Okay, then what you need to do is you need to make a checkbox named as duplicate as true. Okay, so this is what our coding scenario is for today. And if we see on a if we start basically on this, so how we will start. So as per the condition, or as per the statement, what they're asking is you need to do this whole check during the creation, right? This means you need to do this check during the DML operation. And how you can do during DML operation, that can only be done via triggers. Okay, because they are asking to write a code. You also have a possibility to write the record triggered flows, but here they're specifically asking for code, so we'll go with the apex triggers. Okay, now this thing is clear that we have to go with the apex trigger. Second condition is on which record. So they are asking that we need to check on the contact first. Okay, that we need to check on contact if the duplicate of that contact is available. This means our object will become contact object. Now next is which event we need to check. Okay, so first thing what they're asking is we need to do this check while creation. They're not asking about update or delete or anything, only creation, right? This means that we need to go ahead with our insert event. Now next condition is, since you need to do a check and update the existing record which has initiated that trigger, that's where you need to go ahead with the before context, because you are updating the same record, right? You are updating the same record, that is the checkbox. You need to make it as check when you are creating the record, or when you are creating the contact record based on your duplication check. So by checking these 4 5 scenarios, what we have came on a final conclusion is that we have to write a trigger on contact for before insert event. Okay, now let's start writing the code, and we will see how you can do this in your real-time basis. So for that, I'll first create a checkbox named as, let's say, duplicate contact. Okay, so I'll select the checkbox here, and then duplicate contact. Okay, field name, I'll just keep it as duplicate contact, and other things I'll keep as default so that it will come on the page layout. Okay, so this is now my duplicate checkbox has been created. Next is we need to now write the logic. Okay, so as I was telling, what we need to do is we need to write a trigger on contact, right? So for that, if you want to write a trigger, you can come to developer console as well. Here you have an option called new. Okay, and click on apex trigger. Now I'll give here trigger name as contact trigger, on which H object, or basically on which object you want to write. So ours will be contact, right? So I'll select contact and I'll click on submit. Okay, so I think with the same name I already have in a system, I'll give a new name. Okay, so if you do this, you will by default get an event called before insert. And since we also have to use the before insert only, that's why we will keep the same event as is here. Okay, next, what we need to do, we will first check trigger dot is before. Okay, so I have trigger dot is before if trigger dot is insert. Okay, this is basically to segregate the code for each event. Okay, so that's why I'm using is before is insert. Now next what we need to do is we need to first create a set of string. Okay, let's say I'll keep it as email data equals new set of string. In this set, what we will do, we will store all the email IDs. Next is we will also create a set of string. Let's say again, we'll set, create. I would say phone number equals new set of string. Okay, or maybe you can we can use it as a set of phone. I'm not sure if the phone is valid. Okay, so phone is not a valid, so I'll just keep it as a set of string. Okay, now next what we need to do is we will start writing a loop. Loop on what? The new record which are coming into system, which is initiating this trigger. Okay, so for that what we will do, we'll start to for each loop trigger dot new, because in insert context you don't have the old map, because this is a new record, right? You do not have an older version of that record. That's why we always get a trigger dot new. Here you even not be having any trigger dot new map. The reason is your IDs are not yet generated for that record. That's why you don't have the map as well. Now let's say I'll do one thing on the email data dot add. I'll do string dot value of, and then I will check for the email field here. Okay, so I have email here, con dot email. Okay, next is we will similarly add it into the phone. So let me see if I have the phone number here. Okay, so I have a phone here. Okay, phone number dot add string dot value of con dot phone. Okay, so this now we have created a set of email IDs as well as set of phone numbers which are currently coming into system. Now next is we need to find the existing records for these email IDs or phone numbers. So what we will do here, we will basically create first we will do a query. Okay, so first what we'll do, we'll create a query for contact con. Okay, here our query will be select email comma phone from contact where email in why we are using, because we have a list here, so that's where our in operator comes into picture, or phone is in phone number. Okay, okay, so this we have got. Now next thing what we can do here is we can again create two set of two set variables. Okay, which will be your existing email, existing phone number. Okay, so see, here we have created a set just so that we can basically store the incoming email IDs into a list, and then we can do a query. So that let's say you have two email IDs, let's say test at the rate ABC, and let's say you have test at the rate XYZ. So this list or this set will be containing both the records, but when you are doing a query and in the system you only have test at the rate XYZ, this means your existing email ID is only one, okay, and the other email ID is not present. Okay, this means it's a new email ID. So considering this fact, we are keeping two separate sets here. Okay, one is for incoming records and one is for existing record. Okay, then we'll just put existing dot add con, or I would say string dot value of con dot email, and then existing phone number dot add string dot value of con dot phone. Okay, so we have added the existing data, or let's say whatever existing emails are there, we are adding it into a list now. Next is we will again do a iteration on the same trigger dot new object. Okay, so we again have to do an iteration. Now we got the set. Basically, we got till here. We got whatever the existing email IDs or existing phone numbers are there, right? But now what we are doing here is now here we are doing the actual validation. Okay, or actual check we will do here. Okay, so what we need to do is we will first put if existing existing email data dot size is greater than 0 and dot contains string dot value of uh, con dot email. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are checking that. Okay, so one second, I think I got some error here. Nothing. Okay, I don't have any error in this. Okay, sure. So what we are currently doing here is again when we are iterating over the incoming contact, so that's where we are checking that if the email is already available, okay, in the system. If this is what we are checking, that if the list is greater than 0 and if list contains, if the existing email list contains the incoming contact email, then we need to just mark it as con dot or con dot duplicate. It should be here. Okay, I'll take it from here. Con dot duplicate equals true. Okay, same we can do even for the existing phone number. I can combine both of them together as well, but initially it will become little bit confusing. So that's why I'm just using if and else if statement. If you want, you can combine both of these in a same as well. Okay. So what we are doing here is we are again setting this as true. Okay, so now if you closely look here, what we have done, we have only set the value. We are not doing any update or insert or anything here. Okay, and that's the beauty of using the using before context, because in before context whatever the value you will set, okay, it will go and sit on the object record, okay, or on the contact record, because your submission to the database will be after this event. Okay, so when, let's say, when the contact record started its transaction journey, it came first to before record, and if whatever the value you are setting in the before context, that value will be carried over to the submission stage as well. That's the reason you don't need to specifically provide here like insert or update. Okay, you just need to set the value and it will automatically take it. So this is our contact logic will be, where we are first getting the email data, and then we are checking for existing emails, and then we are checking if the existing email list contains my email or phone or not. And if it is containing, then I'm just setting the duplicate contact as true. Now let's save it. So it got saved. Now we will see how it behaves. Okay, so I'll go to contacts. Let's say I'll open any contact. I'll just check what is the email ID here. I don't have any. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll just give, let's say, a test at the rate abc.com. Okay, this I have given. Now let me create another contact. Okay, so I'll again give, let's say, test at the rate abc.com. Salutation, Mr. Last name is, let's say, demo check. Okay, and then We have this, we have reports too, we have everything, inactive status. Okay, other things are not required. I'm just checking. Okay, account I'll just attach to anyone. Okay, now if I click on save, see my record got created here. Now we will see for the, yeah. So if you can see here, my duplicate contact checkbox automatically got true. Why? Because my email was already present in the system. Okay. Same will happen even if you are putting for the phone number. Okay. The logic will be same. You have to just check for the phone number. Okay. Which we have already written. And same thing will happen if the system, if it is already available, then it will mark the duplicate as true, else it will keep it as false. Okay, so with this I think we are done with our scenario. I hope the scenario and the solution is quite explainable and you understood it. If you have any query, you can write it back to me or you can put a comment. We will definitely have a look and we'll try to improve ourselves. So it's a kind of learning for you, for me, for everyone here. So with this, we will wrap up today's video. Thanks for your time and we will come up with more scenarios very soon. So keep watching this channel and please subscribe and also circulate among your friends who wants to learn the Salesforce coding. So with this, thanks for your time. Bye bye.